is your 16th cup of tea.
They don't give the 4:30 result at Weatherby in here.
Fresh pot every time.
Or A. Park. I thought this was supposed to be an evening paper.
Oh, don't put your cigarette dumps in the saucer.
Oh, come on, Mum. I'm not having tea at the Dorchester.
Ooh, we wouldn't have you near the Dorchester. We wouldn't let you near their coal cellars.
What do you mean?
Well, look at yourself, son. You haven't shaved. Your hair's not been near a comb. The dustman comes today, so don't linger near the front door. We may never see you again.
I'm just casual.
You're not casual, Terry. You're slovenly. What if anybody called?
Well, it's all right. I'm in, aren't I?
What if that nice young lady selling cosmetics comes round, or the young fellow with the contact lenses who predicts the end of the world?
What's more to the point is, can he predict who's going to win the 4:30 at A. Park?
Have you nothing better to do with your time?
Mother, I have been in the army for 5 years, 5 whole years, serving my country, so that people like you could sleep safely in their beds at night, so that this country can be somewhere where you can bring up kids decent.
Well, I should have thought the army would have taught you pride in your appearance.
What you can see here is a reaction, if you like, and don't touch that jigsaw. A reaction to the years of hardship, discipline and danger. I'm entitled to take it easy for a bit. All I want to do now is just to catch up on to some reading and reflect on life.
Well, the only reading you've caught up on is the back numbers of the Football Monthly and these glossy magazines with nude au pair girls on the front. The only reflecting you've done is who's going to win the 4:30 at A. Park.
Mother, it's a treble, and I've got it up and down and all.
You're letting yourself go. I mean, your clothes and your manners. You spend half your day in bed and the other half in front of the television. The only fresh air you get is when you go down to the betting shop. You never speak except to ask for more tea or the bottle opener. You're turning into a young handicap.
I've had a very active day, physically and mentally. I went all the way down to the Black Horse this morning and back here and fought the flab with Terry Wogan. And it's been a very intellectual afternoon on the box. I've watched gliding in the Dolomites, building a dam in Syria, and intermediate Spanish. Muchas gracias. It's amazing what you can learn on those school programs, you know. If you hadn't gone to the laundrette, you would have learned about the metamorphosis of the frog.
Well, I had to do all your clothes, didn't I? Biologically. Now, who's that?
Come through.
Oh.
It's only me. I just thought I'd pop in on my way back from work. How's our working class hero?
Oh, doesn't he look a sight? I've just been telling him. Now, look at Bob. Look at his lovely suit. Look at his hair. He's well-groomed. That's what Bob is, well-groomed.
And a bit tight, them trousers, aren't they? One false move, you'll end up back in the choir singing soprano again.
Now, that was coarse and unnecessary. Don't bring your barrack room behaviour into this house. Would you like a cup of tea, Bob?
Oh, lovely, if it's no trouble.
Well, I made 16 already, Pet, so one more won't make any difference. You bet get your thinking cap on, my lad. There's more to life than football and nude au pair girls.
Nude au pair girls? What? Where?
Sorry, kidder, you've just missed him.
Here, you do look in a state. Have you been in that chair all day?
Oh, don't you start. I deserve a break. I've been catching up on my learning and reading. I didn't know Frank Sinatra had married Mia Farrow.
Mia Farrow? How old is that thing? That was over ages ago. She's married to Andre Previn now. They've got twins.
Married who?
Andre Previn, you know, he's a conductor.
Oh, aye? What route's he on?
You know nothing.
I certainly didn't know a lovely girl like that had married someone on the buses. My God, there's hope for us all. Must be funny for him, though, eh? Morning, Andre. Fourpenny, please. How are things in Hollywood? I bet they don't half give him stick down the depot.
Andre Previn is the resident conductor with the LSO.
The London School of Economics?
That's the LSE.
I thought that was a drug.
That's LSD.
I thought that was money.
It was, before decimal coinage. Have you heard of that? Decimalisation? That's where the state takes over industry.
Oh, that's nationalisation.
My God, he's got one right. Will you take the money or go on for a major prize? This week, it's a musical lawnmower or a cocktail cabinet with a built-in spin dryer.
I know enough. I bet I'll learn more from that box than you do down at your office.
Well, you look as if you're on the box. You look like a social misfit being interviewed on Panorama. Look at your hair and that vest, sat in your chair surrounded by racing editions. You're like a premature Andy Capp.
You're the second person who said that today. Well, let me tell you something. I love Andy Capp. I am proud of my home and my class. Just 'cause you're flirting with the lower, middle, Just because you've got yourself an office job and your fiancée lives on a Tudor estate with a monkey tree.
Look, I want to take you out. I want to get you out of yourself. I want you to meet people, friends of mine that you don't know. But how can I? How can I take you into people's homes looking like that? They wouldn't know how to react. Sherry for you, Bob? And what will your friend here have? Meths?
I don't want to be invited into their homes, thank you very much. I don't want to go into their snooty little semis. I don't want to meet any of your new friends. I bet they all belong to the rugby club or the tennis club or the squash club.
Well, we all have a wide range of leisure activities, if that's what you mean.
Yes, well, I've got a wide range of them and all.
Yeah, like forecasting and jigsaws.
You'll stop going to football soon, won't you? Because Saturday afternoon will be golf.
Look, I want to get you out of yourself. I want you to smarten yourself up and come out with me. I don't think you realise how things have changed around here. But if you want to sit there behind your class barrier, fine.
Well, I don't mind coming out with you. For you, Robert, I might even shave. Where are we going?
Oh, I can't tonight. Tonight, Thelma and I play badminton with Hugh and Janie.
And tomorrow, then?
No, tomorrow we're going out to supper with Mike and Linda at Frank and Chris's.
And who is it Wednesday? Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice?
No, we're going to a barbecue at the rugby club with the McShanes.
Oh.
But on Saturday night, Alan and Brenda asked Thelma and I if we'd take you out to supper with them. At their new house, they'd like to meet you.
Who the hell's Alan and Brenda?
Well, you don't know Alan. He's new. He came up here from the south about 3 years ago.
Oh, you mean Middlesbrough?
No, the deep south, Surrey. We work together. We've become very good mates and he'd like to meet you.
Yeah, well, thanks very much, Bob. I think I'll just get in touch with some of the lads. Have a real Saturday night out.
You won't find any of the lads. Not on a Saturday night, you won't. They'll all be out with their wives or their fiancés at some steakhouse or trattoria. Or else they'll be stopping in, having friends round for match of the day and barbecue chicken. It's all very much a ritual. Yeah. And unless you accept my invitation and come out with me, you won't be a part of it. You'll be a man alone. A sort of Shane of the Elm Lodge housing estate. Walking the empty streets, hearing the sounds of laughter and merriment behind warmly lit windows.
Yeah, well, I'm best as a man alone. I'm well out of the Elm Lodge housing estate set. I know what goes on these days on these estates with your so-called respectable middle classes. I know what goes on behind these warmly lit windows.
What?
There we are, Pet. Would you like a biscuit?
Oh, yes, please, if it's no trouble. What goes on?
I know. I've read about it.
Read about what?
What goes on?
Well, for heaven's sake, what does go on? Oh.
Wife swapping and witchcraft. Suburban sex orgies, that sort of thing.
Really?
It's a well-known fact. Behind that facade...
Where do you get all this from, suburban sex orgies? Mind you, I did go to a party once where they played charades, and a girl tore her tights miming Climb Every Mountain.
It's all right. But only this afternoon on that box there was this bishop going on about the moral decay of our society.
Look, I'm just asking you out to supper with Alan and Brenda. I promise you it won't be the first step on a downward spiral of decay and depravity. Just the 5 of us for a meal and a game of Scrabble.
Scrabble?
Well, perhaps not Scrabble. You'd just come up with rude words, wouldn't you? Oh, hello, Audrey.
Oh, glad to call
Hey,
you.
it's nice to see you.
Just popped in to see me, Mum. How are you? How's Thelma?
Oh, she's grand, thanks.
You'll have to come to dinner with us sometime, perhaps early next week.
Oh, well, he can't Tuesday. That's water polo with you and Janie. And Wednesday's potholing with Wilson, Keppel and Betty.
My God. Do you know who you remind me of?
I know. Don't tell me. Andy Capp.
I was about to say old man Steptoe.
He's never out of that chair. He reminds me of Ironside.
Well, all I know is that I've never been invited over to your place for dinner. Lawn mowing and babysitting, aye, but never dinner.
Well, you're so difficult, aren't you? I mean, it's impossible to fit you in or match him up or pair him off.
He's a man alone. He's a social outcast. We can't ask him to any of our wife-swapping parties because he hasn't got a wife to swap. We can't even ask him to our suburban sex orgies because I bet he hasn't got a clean pair of wife fronts.
You're so superficial, you lot, aren't you? You're so concerned with appearances and status. Well, a man like me's travelled. I can hold my own anywhere. Talk about anything, from gliding in the Dolomites to the metamorphosis of the frog. I know there's more to life than just knowing how to eat your peas properly.
It's all right. Come out with us. Come out to Alan and Brenda's. Dazzle us with your scholarship and your poise.
You're not going to take him to somebody's house, are you, Bob? I mean, is that wise?
You shut your face. All right, I'll go.
Good, good.
Will it be, just a meal, like?
Well, it depends who's there, doesn't it? I mean, after the dinner, we might play a few games.
Hey, I haven't made so much tea since I was in the WVS.
Games?
Behind the facade?
I shall be dining out on Saturday, Mother, so kindly lay out the Sea Island cotton shirt, the blue serge, and just in case, a clean pair of Y-fronts.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Thelma.
Hello.
You're prompt. Brenda's still upstairs. Shall I take your coat, love?
Well, I'll go on up, shall I?
Yes, fine. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Alan. This is Terry Collier, Terry Alan Boyle.
Terry, heard a lot about you.
All right.
Well, come in. Make yourselves at home. Sit down.
Cheers.
Now then, Terry, a drink. What would you like?
Well, unless you've got any meths, I'll just have a beer, thanks.
Afraid you'll have to settle for the beer. Bob?
Oh, I'll have the usual, please. Vodka and Coke.
Ice and lemon?
Please.
Bob tells me you're from down south, like, Alan. Is it, London, is it?
Well, just outside, Carshalton Beaches.
Alan's a Chelsea supporter.
Oh, is he?
Yes, I used to have a season ticket there.
I hate Chelsea. They stand for everything I hate in football, them, with all their show business supporters. They come out looking more like the younger generation than a football team.
I'll just get some ice.
You said I, silly.
What are you being so aggressive for? You're hardly across his doorstep and you're attacking his football team. That's not a very nice thing to do. How would you feel if he attacked our football team?
You deserve it, Chelsea.
We're not talking about the merits of a football team. We're talking about manners, you know, like live and let live.
All right. Look, Alan, I don't just hate Chelsea. I mean, I hate Arsenal, Spurs, West Ham, Crystal Palace. In fact, I hate all London clubs.
Well, that's all right, Terry. It's all the same to me.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bob.
Cheers, Alan. Lovely.
Come on, girls. Well, I expect you're glad to be back, Terry. You must have noticed some changes.
Oh, aye, what with decimalisation and Andre Previn conducting the LSE.
LSO.
Oh, are you interested in classical music, then?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Alan has a great collection of classical music, especially Beethoven.
Oh, well, Beethoven's fine. He's all right. It's all the others I can't stand, but Beethoven's all right.
What are you interested in?
Oh, well, I've got a wide range of leisure activities.
He does jigsaws.
I do hundreds of things. That's one thing I got out of the army. I bet I've done more sports in the last 5 years than you've ever heard of. Football, cricket, tennis, swimming, pole vaulting.
You've never done any pole vaulting?
Yes, I have. Well, this Polish fellow in our hut, we used to tie him to the bed and vault over him.
Well, I expect the girls should be down soon. You know my wife, Brenda, don't you, Terry?
Brenda, I don't think so.
Yes, you do, Brenda.
I don't know any Brendas.
Ah.
Oh, that Brenda.
Hello, Bob.
Hello, Brenda.
Hello, Terry. How nice to see you again.
Oh, funny they said your maiden name. I didn't know it was you, Brenda. You're looking very pretty. My, you've certainly changed. I mean, you've changed from looking pretty to even prettier.
Thank you, Terry. You're looking very well yourself.
Oh, I am.
Now then, Thelma, a drink.
Yes, I'll have a sherry, thanks, Alan.
Same for you, dear?
Thank you, Pet. Did the services do you good?
Well, apart from this, yes.
What's the matter with your leg?
He never talks about it.
Does it hurt?
Only when making love or pole vaulting.
Would you like to sit down?
Ah, cheers.
Well. Well, reunion. Isn't it nice? After all these years, isn't it nice us all being together again?
Yes, we haven't seen Alan and Brenda since Tuesday.
No, I mean, isn't it nice with Terry here? I mean, it takes you back, doesn't it? It takes you back to Park Juniors, Form 4B.
I'd like to think we've come a long way since Park Juniors.
Well, you certainly have, Brenda. The last time I knew you, you were living above your dad's chip shop near the glue factory.
Do
Did your father have a fish and chip shop, dear?
Yes, he did. A good un and all, a silver grid, big helpings and free butter.
I'd better see how things are doing.
Are we having rock salmon and chip for old time's sake? She was brought up on that, you know. I'm surprised you didn't get any more spots than you did with all that vinegar drying your blood.
Would you give me an hand, Alan?
Yes. Excuse me.
Certainly, certainly.
Yes. You'll never win any prizes for tact, Terry, will you?
What do you mean? Look, Terry, there's some things that Brenda doesn't want to be reminded about. You know, she's always been a bit...
Stuck up.
There's nothing wrong with someone who gets a nice house, gets a bit of money, wanting to forget the past. There's nothing wrong with someone who used to live above a chip shop, wanting to better themselves.
Besides, her parents have retired now. They've gone to Westcliff-on-Sea.
So leave off, right? If you must go down memory lane, just leave off her dad and her chip shop.
All right, all right.
Promise?
Yes, my lips are sealed.
Oh. Dinner is served. Now then, Thelma, you'd like to sit there.
Here.
And Bob there.
Oh, lovely.
Terry, you'd like to sit over here?
Doesn't it look lovely?
Nice. Oh, Brenda, fresh asparagus.
Hey, I could eat a horse between two bread vans.
You do have a nice way of putting things.
Now, I've got white, red or fizzy rosé.
Well, Thelma prefers white.
Yes.
Oh, white all right with you, Terry?
Do we have a fondue set on our wedding list, Pet?
We will have tomorrow.
Alan's mother bought us that at Harrods. She has an account there, you know.
Oh, and these lovely table mats. These are new.
Well, hunting scenes.
Oh, just haven't had them out before. They're a present from Auntie Elsie.
Oh, your Auntie Elsie, how is she, Brenda? Is she still a cleaner down the brewery?
More food, anyone? Some brie?
Oh,
No,
Brenda,
no.
I couldn't possibly.
No,
I will
nothing.
say this, Brenda Pett, you're a fantastic cook.
You're a fantastic, yeah.
Fantastic. Do you get this every night, Alan?
No, sometimes we just have a plate on our knees.
We always eat at the table, Alan.
We always eat at the table.
Oh, I must say, it makes a change from rock salmon and chips, eh? Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda, but you can't help thinking about the past. I mean, remembering how things used to be. Right, Bob?
Aye, well, it makes you think, doesn't it? Here we all are sitting around having our sophisticated supper party with our Tia Marias and wafer-thin mints. And the last time we sat down to eat together was school dinners.
Oh, I think Brenda's improved on cold ham, peas pudding and mashed potato.
That was Thursday ham, fish cakes Friday.
Mince Monday.
Meat Tuesday.
Meat? What sort of meat?
We were never quite sure.
Listen, what was on Wednesdays? What was Wednesdays?
Oh, Monday mince, Thursday ham.
Monday mince, Tuesday meat.
Oh, of course, Wednesday it was cheese fondue, followed by gooseberry fool and wafer-thin mints.
Do you know, I used to love that mashed potato.
Oh, me and all, because it was all crumbling. If you got a spoonful and flicked it, you get half a 4A, like a scatter bomb.
Oh, it's all right, Terry, I'll do it.
Does it come out all right?
We'll just have to hope so, won't we?
No, it'll come out with a rub.
I doubt it. However, so much for Park Juniors. Can have no interest at all to Alan. Alan went to a public school.
Oh.
Minor one.
It was founded in 1776.
So you can imagine how drafty it was.
I understood it was a leading public school.
No, it was a leading, minor, drafty public school.
Aye, well, happy days.
Aye.
Do you really think so?
Oh, of course they were. Smashing days. It's when I met you, wasn't it?
Aye.
What was Bob like at school? Little terror?
I was top of the class at woodwork. I was a monitor, and I was secretary of the Lonnie Donegan Appreciation Society.
And if I remember rightly, president of the Deirdre Birchwood fan club.
Deirdre Birchwood.
Who was Deirdre Birchwood?
Nice girl, big girl, you're ahead of us. Oh, yes, well advanced for her age. You know all those questions about sex that your parents and your teachers and the scoutmaster would never answer? Deirdre would.
She meant nothing to me.
Aye, she did. She was the gardener's daughter, used to smell a weed killer. He was in love with her.
I was not then. I was not in love with her. I was in love with little Mo Connolly and Claire Bloom.
He used to sneak out at dinner time and meet her in the greenhouse. I remember once he came in back to the classroom and a caterpillar fell out of his underpants.
I was never aware you'd been out with Deirdre Birchwood.
She was a very common girl.
I warned him, consorting with a girl like that. Think yourself lucky you didn't catch greenfly.
Shall we leave at the table now?
Yes, well, I must pop upstairs and have a swill.
Oh, well, it's the first on the left and the light's just above your head, Terry. Yes, take everything.
What was it we used to have at school dinners on a Wednesday?
It's Monday, Tuesday, Monday.
Oh, I've had quite enough of Park Juniors. I mean, all that's irrelevant now. We're all different people.
Not necessarily, not necessarily. We might all be a bit older. We might have a few more possessions now, but we're still basically the same people. Underneath it all. If we were all on a desert island, we'd soon revert to type. We'd soon revert to the jungle law of Form 4B.
Some quicker than others.
Now, come on, Bob. I mean, what was Brenda really like at school? Any more dark secrets?
Well, I don't expect you remember this, Brenda, but I did give you my coronation mug. And an autographed photograph of Sherpa Tenzing.
I really can't remember.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. The autograph was forged. Terry sold it to me.
I can't see why 4B means so much to you all. I mean, I've got memories, not very pleasant ones.
Yeah, you're not thinking of the boiler room incident, are you?
What's this?
Do we have to?
Well, you were full of it at the time.
It was most upsetting. I was attacked by 2 boys in the pitch dark of the boiler room. If it hadn't been for that janitor...
Hey, Bob, I've just been thinking, what was the name of that girl who seduced you and me in the boiler room?
How dare you!
Oh, come on, that was years ago.
It was monstrous. I was attacked.
When's this? Attacked?
In the boiler room.
Get away, so was Bob and me. If it hadn't been for that janitor...
Yeah, well, isn't this nice? Memory lane, you know, happy days.
Part of your reluctance to leave the past, Terry Collier, is that you have very little to look forward to in the future. And your present hasn't much to offer beyond the pub and the billiard hall. Most of us have improved ourselves, developed as people. But you're an embarrassment to your family and an embarrassment to your friends.
Wait a minute. He doesn't embarrass me. He might be coarse and he might be vulgar.
Are you with me or against me?
Just shut up a minute. He might be crude and he might be a bit rough at the edges. And all right, he might have eaten the wrong end of his asparagus. But I'll tell you one thing. He's down to earth and he's honest.
Here's a turn-up for the book. The good old days, those 2 back in the saddle.
Well, I think Bob's right.
What? I never thought you'd take Terry Collier's side.
I like a frank exchange of views.
Terry is honest. And that's something we all seem to have lost since Park Juniors. He's got no pretensions. He would never deny he lived above a chip shop.
I didn't live above a chip shop.
What exactly are you trying to infer, Thelma? That I am a snob?
Yes, you are, Brenda. You're an enormous snob and you always have been.
What a bitchy thing to say.
Well, it's the truth.
I like a lively discussion.
If I was such a snob, why would I invite that into my home for dinner?
Oh, I'll tell you why you asked Terry. Because the only way you can measure how far you've come from 23 Doglead Lane is to parade your possessions in front of an audience. I've seen you do it before. When you watch people admiring your fabrics and praising your carpets and envying your precious fondue set, you wet your knickers.
Exhausted. I've walked miles. Couldn't get a bus then when I did. It was standing room only. Oh, you've had another of your strenuous days, I see. Oh, look, why can't you use just one cup and wash it up each time? Saturday night was a mirage, wasn't it? I thought I saw you shaved, with a suit on, going out to dinner with nice people, but it was all just a dream.
Got into a nightmare.
Have you been sitting there in that chair all day again?
I've been down to the Black Horse for a couple of bevies and a bet.
What, dressed like that?
Oh, for God's sake, ma'am. I bet when my dad and all my uncles came back from the war, you didn't go on at them like this. I bet when my Uncle Stan came back from Normandy, minus an arm, you didn't go on at him about washing his teacups and leaving his artificial limb all over the place.
Well, at least they came back well-groomed with their hair done. They wouldn't have been caught lying round the house all the afternoon, watching women's programmes on the television.
I'm honest. That's what I am, ma'am. Down to earth.
You'll never change, I know that.
Hello. Only me. Hello, Mrs. Collier. How's Andy Cap?
If only you'd take an example from Bob. If only you'd try and improve yourself.
Try the new improved Terry Collier.
Oh, he'll never change.
Miss Zaza Gabor, Hungary's top sexport, likes her men with style, panache, a ready wit and a natural sophistication.
Well, that's rubbed you out with Zaza.
Not necessarily. There's no reason why I shouldn't be number 6. Or is it 7?
Well, I can't see her becoming Mrs. Zaza Collier. Having soirees of sophistication and panache in your mum's front room. Guests wined and dined till dawn rose over the pickle factory.
I wouldn't bring her over here, man. I'd go over there.
Where?
Well, wherever. Whatever luxury hotel she happened to be staying in.
They wouldn't let you in, man. Be very embarrassing for her. Up there, supping her martinis in the Cecil Beaton suite, while you'd be down there on the pavement fighting it out with the doorman.
One more crack about my appearance and you will get an ex-army boot round your ear hole.
Oh, that's the ready wit that Zaza's looking forward to.
Look, Bob, look, I'm not much good at this sort of thing, but, well, thanks for sticking up for us the other night.
Oh, that's all right.
No, I appreciated that, I really did, Aunt Thelma. I mean, Thelma and I, well, there's that, Thelma and me, in the past, we haven't exactly... Well, the point is, I thought she was bloody marvellous. You're a lucky lad, and I think you've done the right thing there, and I hope you'll both be very happy, and I'm sorry I said that about Deirdre Birchwood's caterpillar.
That's all right, kid. Thelma never could stand Brenda anyway. Ever since I gave her my coronation mug and that signed photograph of Sherpa Tensing.
I forged that, you know.
I know you did. I remember what you wrote on it. Cheers, Terry, Sherpa Tensing.
Well, it's going to leave a bit of a hole in your social calendar, isn't it? There'll be no Alan and Brenda on Saturday night. Still, I suppose you can always move Frank and Christine up from Tuesday, or Mike and Linda back from Friday.
And it does leave a night free for us, doesn't it? Lads' night out.
Oh, I don't think I could cope with you, mate. Mr. White Collar, the man in the grey flannel suit.
I don't want you to change, kid. I want you to go on being as... well, I mean, as forthright as you are. And as crude and as pig-ignorant.
I am not pig-ignorant. This is my seat of learning. What I'll learn from that box, I am at the University of Life.
And what have we learnt since Saturday, apart from what fondue is and which end of your asparagus to eat?
Well, I bet you don't know 6 useful Spanish phrases, or how to build a dam in Syria, or the metamorphosis of the frog.
Do you?
Certainly.
All right, then. What is the metamorphosis of the frog?
Well, it starts out with just little dots in the water. Amoebas, they're called. Then...
Hang on a minute, hang on. They're not amoebas.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. The amoeba is the most primitive life form. They're so small, they're impossible to see.
Well, if they are so impossible to see, how do you know that they're not turning themselves into frogs?
There's no answer to that. Go on, then. What happens next?
Well, then you get your frog spawn. And then you get this little thing that develops 2 front legs, a head, and 2 back legs. And that ends up as your tadpole.
And after the tadpole?
The tadpole turns into the frog.
And then?
What?
And then?
And then it becomes a butterfly.